So today I'm going to change out the lower control arm for the RSX. The front lower control arms are connected to the knuckle, as you can see here, as well as directly to the chassis. Over here, there's one large bolt, and then right on this side there's another bolt. And then the third anchor point is actually a ball joint connected to the knuckle itself. So we're gonna have to take out that castle nut in the bottom and then kind of use like a puller to kind of push it out. And to replace it, I'm gonna be using brand new KTuned lower control arms. Looks like they're powder coated in this really nice kind of gunmetal color, and we're using hardened bushings for each side. So you can see a close-up of both of them there. They're a lot better and more sturdy than the OEM one. You can see over here, I kind of took out the driver's side already, but this is kind of the OEM one. You get real close to it, you might not be able to see it, but this one has some kind of cracks to it. See if I can lift it up here. So you get real close there. You can see those little cracks there in the center. So this bushing is kind of going out slowly, mostly due to age and dryness. And the same thing over here. I don't know if you guys can see this one, but maybe you can't, but in this inside, there's like just kind of a crack that's just kind of working its way around that kind of metal bushing there. So one thing to notice with the lower control arm, I was about to put the new one on, but I noticed this piece here. I didn't even notice when I unbolted it, it came right out. So that means like it wasn't even connected to the rubber joint anymore. It was kind of just broken off, or maybe it was like barely connected, and then when I took off that bolt and kind of dropped the lower control arm, it just kind of fell right out. So the car wasn't even being held by much, very loose. Yeah, so good thing I decided to change these out before doing any other kind of coilover or strut or kind of like suspension mods. So this is a must for an old car. So yeah, we're gonna change it out with these beautiful lower control arms from KTuned. And as you can see here, I'm gonna swap out the end link, the front sway bar end link. That will go here. And then I'm also gonna change out the hardware. For the OEM, it's 90118 S5A000. And you can see here, this is the bolt that's going to go into this end here and also this end here. Surprisingly, this bolt is the same for both ends, so you just need to pick up 4 of them. And then we're going to just kind of put some Loctite on the threads, just to make sure when the car is moving and it's vibrating, it's not going to come out after we torque it to spec. While we're taking out the end links, I figure we might as well just change out this sway bar bushing. Seems like all the rubber on the car is just kind of like dried up, slowly cracking away. And so changing it out with kind of these will actually make the suspension so much better. So I'm really excited to get started on this and see how it's going to work and drive. And we'll go and get started. Lift the rotor up. Be careful not to crush the guard, and just kind of bring it up a few inches. you can see that it popped off, and now you just have to loosen these bolts. So one thing I noticed is you can already see that the bushing is shot, and so because we kind of released that bushing or that ball joint, it just kind of released itself and just tore it from the assembly. So this is a really bad bushing, and it's good that we're changing it today. So I don't know if you can see it. So I have a breaker bar connected to a 19mm, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna crack open that side. And once it's loose, that's all you need to do. Now you can just take a ratchet and just take it out. Before you take out all the screws first, we have to take out this end link, just because it makes it easier for the leverage. So after removing the last arm, you can see that that right side is torn as it connects to that inner sleeve, and then over here it's also torn. You can also see that part of the end link is torn, kind of where the seal is, and then lastly, looks like this is torn too. Just a little bit, but not too much. But this is pretty much shot. All right, with the new arm removed, we're ready to install the KTuned control arm. So we're just gonna put everything back into place. After that, we have the KTuned control arm connected to the car. And we have the new ball joint connected. So we just finished the lower control arms, but after looking at the ball joint, it's already popped off of the knuckle and has been rubbing against the axle. So you can see it kind of just ripped out the boot. It's kind of dirty there. So we're gonna have to replace the ball joint.